Hello and welcome to episode 18 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here, cycle 27, day 12. Last time we got the mine up and running, barely, at the very end of the episode, and we're still in the process of getting the bridge to the mine fully complete, but there is still plenty that we can do, lots of stuff we can get to expedite this process, and we're going to have to give them a little bit of a helping hand to get the rest of this platform bit in place here if we want this to actually be viable, because of course the bridge can't build itself, it's got to go on top of something else, and right now these guys can't get up there. So faced with the limitations that the vanilla game offers, we are going to have to do a little bit of a something here, and that is going to be, of course, putting in another staircase yet again and giving them access to get up here. But that's not really a very difficult thing. The problem, though, is that this bridge is now in the way of them getting up these stairs here, and I can't really... Well, I guess I could build from the other side, but yeah, we'll get it figured out. I guess I could just do this, honestly. We'll recover most of the materials anyway, I'm not really worried about it. But what we're going to need to do is, as soon as this bridge is actually in place, we've got to put everything else in here that we're going to use to actually store stuff. And we can put the underground piles in. That is a much denser storage capacity, 10 times as much, in fact, as the large pile. And we're going to need plenty of space for all of the stuff that's involved with the mine. Chiefly the scrap metal, I want to have plenty of storage for it, which the underground storage would accomplish. But the only other thing that goes into the Folktales recipe for the mine is treated planks and gears. So we could, if we wanted to, just put in 2 of these underground piles. We use one of them for treated planks, one for the scrap metal, and then we can put a large warehouse for gears. We can put a couple of them, depending on how we want to do it. But the point being, I want this area to have everything it needs to be able to operate efficiently as much as possible. It's probably going to include some tanks for storage of biofuel and catalyst and all of that good stuff. Now, I did get a really good comment on the last episode saying, why don't you just put everything you need to operate the mine, to make all the materials right there at the mine, make its own little thing? And I think that is a great idea. I also think that where we are currently in this playthrough, it's not really going to be necessary to do that, because we already have 300 metal blocks before the mine even started operating. And aside from maybe a couple of small things we might want to build, we're not really going to need to use that much metal anymore, save for actually making bot parts. And the only thing that goes into bots that needs metal is a single metal block per head and a single metal block per chassis. So it's only 2 metal blocks per bot. So in theory, right now, before we built a single bot part factory, which of course does take metal to construct, we have enough to make 150 bots. Now, I know by the time we actually have this finished, it's going to be 45 metal blocks just to build the factories, and then another 50 per assembler, which each set of factories can, in theory, not always in practice, but in theory, can support 2 bot assemblers. So that is 145 metal blocks just to do that. But even so, that's enough metal to do 75 bots without this mine. And this will take per so the math is hard, but basically 1 piece of scrap metal currently, how this is set up with the 5 workers, would take 1.8 hours. If we raise this to 10, which we don't want to do because we don't have enough beavers for this, but if we raise it to 10, one of these takes 0.9 hours. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get metal made, but I don't think that's a reason to build an entire separate district here. Unless we really, really think that's what we want to do, I don't think we're going to need to worry about it. So we will acknowledge that that is a very good idea, yes, but I'm also going to acknowledge that I don't think we need to do that. And we'll save ourselves a little bit of grief there. We've got a drought coming up in 3 days. And we're going to have to do our best to not mess something up unintentionally. So I got to check these again. I know the bug has been fixed. But I am just so paranoid that this is going to let stuff in that doesn't need to be let in. I've been had before, thanks to updates, but it looks like all of these are set up. These are just closed. I guess I could open these if I really wanted to, but I believe, friends, we are good to go. And we have all this water down here. A couple people have said that they don't like how much is evaporating here, but honestly, it's normal difficulty. I really don't think it matters. I think we're going to be okay. We have a full tank of biofuel, full tank of catalyst, and we are ready for bots. We just don't have bots. So, since we have this entire side here completely unoccupied, I thought, well, first of all, we're probably going to need to, as time goes on, build more of these gear workshops, but I figured, you know what? We could probably just make an entire mini bot factory area just right here across from where the metal's being produced and the treated planks, because remember, we have... actually, no, the treated planks don't go for the bots. The treated planks go for the mine. Well, I'm sorry. But the regular planks and the regular planks in the metal are the... well, of course, gears too, but are the things that go into every single... Planks. Excuse me, let's try this again. The planks are the only thing that go into every single bot part. So it's good to have that there. Gears-wise, oh yeah, one limb. I'm sorry, one limb takes 3 gears. Each bot has 4 limbs, so actually, it's 12 gears per bot just for the limbs. Okay, so 15 gears per bot. Ooh, I never thought about the math from this angle before. That's 15 gears per bot. We need more gears. We're not making nearly enough gears. And I didn't think it was going to be that big of a problem because we, yeah, we're, All right, well, I guess today is the reckoning for gears. It seems to be. So I guess that's what we're building today, folks. A lot more gear factories. Gear workshops, the game decides to call them. And I know somebody left a comment earlier in the series. I don't remember who it was, but somebody left a comment saying, "Hey, why in the world are you doing these overhangs back to back like this? That's really inefficient. You should just go straight out." Like, yeah, okay, that's probably true, but I like it this way. I think it looks cool. So we do need to continue with this. So I know I can do this right here. That'll be nice. That'll give us some more capacity for gears, like we always do. And so, yeah, that'll give us 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, did I not? I didn't detonate this. Well, that's kind of... Why would I not have done that? Okay, well, anyway. Just blow it up. Why not? Yeah, so we have a little bit more space, but I don't think we need to really worry that much about getting this blown up any more than it already is. At least for the time being. I think we can focus our efforts on some other worthy things. Why is there water coming out of that? Should never have come over the wall there. Well, I guess that's just a one-time splash. It's not possible in this game currently. Who knows what they might do in the future to blast a hole in terrain underneath something. But in that moment, I was afraid I had done that. So that ought to give you an idea of just what is going through my mind right now. Trying to figure out what I'm doing here. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and I think maybe just leave this alone right here for the time being and focus on putting in some additional factories for the planks, and then build some bots right here. I know the metal block storage right here is metal block storage right here, but it's going to need to move somewhere, or at the very least maybe get it slightly reorganized, because these bot part factories are going to have to go here, here, and maybe we don't do it this way. This will actually, this would actually fit pretty nicely right here. That's going to block storage for the planks. I really didn't do myself any favors laying this out, did I? I really didn't. Well, it's fine. It's the way it goes. I don't think they can do any of this until this... Okay, they are building that staircase, so that's working. And then, of course, this can't be reached yet. But look at there. We don't need to worry about it. These beavers are thirsty. It's not for lack of water storage, though, because we have 6,100 all filled up. This district alone is almost 4,000. These are empty. Why? Maple syrup, maple syrup, maple syrup. I didn't pause the tapper shack. Okay, yeah, that was because we used all of it to make catalyst, wasn't it? Yeah, I would not be surprised because we also have a full storage of the maple pastries. So that would very easily explain why we don't have any more maple syrup and also why we planted all these maples over here. So I'm glad we did that. Another thing that we can do, probably should do, is continue blowing this area up. A couple people mentioned that in comments. Easy way to get some more pine trees planted. And if we felt so inclined, we could smash this entire rock down. I don't know that we need to do that right now, but we can easily do that, at the very least. We have plenty of storage here for chestnuts and pine resin. Of course, the forester is paused because we don't need anything else, I don't think, planted right now. Another thing mentioned in the comments was that we have these spaces here that we could plant some additional trees on. Why not, actually, instead of doing that, why not just move this in? Put in some platforms here, and then we can plant way more than 5 by bringing this in. We know that's going to be absolutely no problem to get that done. So we can have the added benefit of squaring this up just a touch. And then we also have some space here, but that's going to add 8 trees instead of 5. So I think that's a nice upgrade there. Of course, they'll take their sweet time doing this. They always do. And we can just go back to our area of bad decisions in industrial layouts. So I think it's going to come back to bite me in the butt here. Because if I want this not to intersect with all these lodges here, this being bot part factories, I'm going to need to have this go here, this one here, and then this one here, which means this path is not going to be accessible, which means the entrance to this large pile is going to be cut off. And this storage for pine resin and this storage for gears are in a good location, but they're not in a great density. So they need to be large, but I don't have room for those yet because we've decided that this, or at least at some point previously decided that this was a good way to do this. And I did say at the beginning of this series that I wanted to try and dynamite less. I know, all the good that did, but I wanted to try and build with the landscape a little bit more, but the iron teeth bias within me is inescapable. And it is very hard for me to try and build naturally and conform to different things. So I'm thinking we might need to just not do that here. Just build what we can build. All right, so they are good. This can get done, then this can get built, and then from this they can build this one, and then actually they can just go up underneath it the way I have this built. That's fine. This is working. And of course we have to have stuff over here as well. The underground piles do have to be built on the ground, as the name implies. So this is going to look just a little bit funky. But I do want to put one of these right here. And then of course this other one we're going to put right there as well. But this needs to have a storage for the scrap metal set to supply. So that's all going to come from here. And then eventually, once this bridge is complete, then we can come in, blast this down, put a staircase here, and then put a second underground pile, and then a big storage for gears, and then maybe some tanks or something over here. But we're making progress, folks, little bit at a time. This is for scrap metal. This is empty. So that's fine. We already knew that was going to be a thing. Then we have their bot part factories. Now we don't, strictly speaking, have to put these all in a line. I just like stuff to match. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So we can start by putting this here. Of course, this will be connected. Actually, you know what? Let's think critically here. Because while I do like the idea of this being right next to our smelters here, would it not be better to have this slightly out of the way and focus the efficiency of the storage right in front of these? I don't know. I'm just trying to justify not completely completely screwing everything up here just because we can, right? Not always a reason to do something stupid. But I do think we're going to end up building whatever it is. We're going to end up building up over here. So if I were to do this entire thing right here, here, and here. Okay, that's not quite enough. But I could do this, and that would actually be right across from planks and gears. Not that we're wanting to take directly from the buildings, but that is an option that we have. If I put here, here, and here, then how much storage could I shove off to the side? One here, and okay. Not quite. But the power connection here is going to work out just fine. Well, I know no matter what, we need to have big storage for gears. For sure, we need big storage for gears right here. And it would not hurt to have big storage for planks as well. So, oh, no, you know what we can do? You know what we can do? This will go here. We could actually, instead of putting this here, we could put this elevated this way, because this is supposed to be connected like so. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. It's just so much easier. It's just so much easier to do it this way. How do I want to attach the assemblers to the top here? Because I'm not going to want to, oh no, I know what I can do. Oh, this is going to be, well, I can't promise it's going to be beautiful, but it is going to be an efficient place. Yeah, here's what we'll do. We can just have all of these be for each of the bot part types. Right there, and then of course, limbs. I lied. Oh no, you never heard that one before, right? We're gonna have 1 for chassis, 1 for heads, and 4 for limbs, because yes, there are 4 limbs per bot. 1 head, 1 chassis. I promise you, my brain works most of the time. But this is connected here. We can actually come around the back, and we can have this come up or down, as it were, right up behind this, and this can connect right here. That is a little bit nicer looking, I think. Mostly. So, you know, it's not perfect, but it does work. And then this was going to be, you're going to run out of materials. You keep building like this. Yep, absolutely. But it's nice to have all this stuff in one spot where I don't have to worry about it. I can just let it go, because if you haven't noticed, I tend to get very distracted with a lot of this stuff. So all this can get built. It's going to take forever. Turn on turbo mode and just let it be what it is going to be. How's this going? Good. Good. This is working out splendidly well. Very good. What happened about the beginning of the episode? You said you were going to build other lumber mills here. We can still do that. There's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball, right? We can still put some on the backside here. This is still connected via power shafts. This is still connected. And in fact, we could, if we really wanted to, continue this way. I don't think we need to. But we probably do need to make an assessment of the power draw that all these things are going to require. First of all, are the windmills spinning? They're not. We're currently making about 20... Let's call it 2,300 just for safety. And this is all this is currently running is drawing 2,000. So, oh yeah, we need to have some additional water wheels put in place. Now, this is still going to have a pretty good amount of flow, right, like so here. So I don't think we need to be afraid of adding another pair of these. These are made about 170 apiece, about 340 per pair, depending on what cycle it is. I know we're about to have a drought, and I know that the windmills can boost the output, and we have gravity batteries, so it's going to be fine, all things considered. It's just a process, right? You know the drill. Ooh, this almost. We were so close. But 4 more of these definitely cannot hurt. We'll, of course, attach everything the way it's supposed to be attached. I think they're probably... Oh, yeah, they're building this one first. I think we're fine. I do need to, at one point, change these into be the underground piles, for sure. Especially the planks one, probably should do that one now, actually. But I kind of wanted to make this one get done first. And they're very clearly not at that point yet. Scrap metal and regular metal, of course, is going to continue to go down. But considering it's a drought, let's see how fast these things start going down. Oh yeah, they're going down all right. I'll tell you what. They're certainly going down. But each of these have 36,000 HPH storage, which is a lot better than they started with. I think most of these started around 20, maybe 22. So that's a big help. They're of course going to take forever and a day to build this. But by the time the 7-day drought is over, we should be hopefully up and running with most of this. This district does have 17 vacancies, 4 incapacitated beavers. We are going to need additional beavers living in here, so we're going to want to build some more housing. I do not want to blow up any more cliffs for housing purposes. I do want something to at least kind of look normal, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm not great at this. The mini lodge, of course, can just kind of, is that stupid to just have one beaver living all by himself here? So I know, if I put in... I'm going to have to put another platform in, of course, but I could easily put one here, and then that would actually be fine. I know, it's just more stuff they haven't, you know, found room to, or time to build yet. Doesn't have to be this way, it's just more fun, I think, to fit things in little corners where they might fit. This is going to be a disaster zone right here is what it's going to be. It's going to take forever. But since we're here, I did want to address, somebody left a comment saying, hey, you could connect the Lidos here to your main reservoir. The Lidos are higher. So we really can't. Like, they're even higher than this channel is. Well, because this channel is the same height as the top of the reservoir. So we're really not in a position to put like an aqueduct here. Unless we wanted to use the deep mechanical, or just the regular mechanical fluid pumps. I'm sorry, the iron teeth one's the deep one. But the expense versus reward on that, it doesn't make sense to me to do it, so I'm just not going to. Sorry to disappoint you there, but we can go ahead and now recover some of these, I believe. Oh yeah, this is going to be directly under the bridge. They can just magically reach their long beaver arms down here and grab all this stuff. And then I need to get this removed and that removed, and then we'll pick up all these things. It is nighttime. I do think I will go ahead and just make sure everybody's out. Remove that dynamite and then... Or not remove the dynamite, plant the dynamite. Plant that dynamite. And then we'll have a staircase going up to get into... I love how this little model here that matches the planks on the bridges and the stairs. That's cool. Is this all the same plank texture? No, they're slightly different. Okay. That's good. I was gonna say, wow, okay, no, these two are the same. This plank and this plank are the, okay, that was a big flash of that blue color, but this plank and this plank are the same texture. But I don't think this one actually might just be this one flipped. I don't know. I never paid attention to it before, so it is kind of fun to look at all that stuff. All right, so these are not operating because they don't have enough beavers to work them. Okay. I got 4 empty beds. I got 15 vacancies. So this will be another 6, so that'll be 10. I'm still in need of some more. I know because of the children beavers, it's never really going to be perfect, but we do, I think, need to be a little bit better with this. Although, bots are going to help solve a lot of those problems as soon as they're up and running. I guess I should have set some of these to actually do stuff here. Bot heads. There we go. So 1 for each. This, of course, is already set for gears. That's going to help a lot. Then we have little tiny storage for each of these. We have storage for 120 limbs, 30 heads, 30 chassis. That should be plenty to cover up any sort of production gaps. Everything should be fine. These are... oh, good. They're recharging. So we might actually still be okay. Kind of. I kind of want to build more of these, but that's going to have to be a thing that gets done during the night and only if I have those resources. Which right now, I guess I do. Because as soon as you delete these 2 power shafts, it's not going to provide any power, of course. Up here, they got plenty of other stuff to get to, so we don't need to worry about it. It's just nice to have everything tidy here, so I will go ahead and have them start cleaning up other bits. I don't know that they can reach to the side from the middle of the bridge. I think they might have to come down here to get it. But, you know what? I want to find out, so let's monitor this. Let's see if they come grab this from up top or from the bottom. I get the feeling they might not get to this one until the very end, because they have those right there they can grab, and you can see those guys picking that up. They're not even going down the stairs to do it. Those have disappeared. So maybe this one will be easier, actually, because I did this one first. Same exact contents, 12 logs, 12 planks. Oh, okay, so they did grab from up top. Good. Good, good, good. That means I can safely get rid of all of this. Nice and easy. That goes away too, as long as they can grab that. And yeah, that is going to make things look so much better here, folks. This is already ready to go. I need this dynamite to be dynamited very quickly here. Then we can place our other underground pile, and that's going to be good. We can get these guys going back to work. Alright, are they building? Yes, they are. It's actually already fully stocked up. They just need to finish it. Exciting times, folks. We're going to have bots today. Episode 17. So I don't know how many more episodes we're going to have in this series. I guess it's just going to depend on what our end goal is going to be. Obviously, the Earth Recultivator is the capstone piece of a playthrough now, as defined by the game. But we, of course, can set our own goals as well. I always like to, whenever possible, have the beavers all not working, just fully replaced by bots. I don't know for this playthrough if we can do that with just 3 bot factories, or bot part factories. I remain hopeful that it's possible, but I truthfully could not tell you. So we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so this one is good to go. We can go ahead and pop that in there. And then everything else should be coming before too long. Although keeping the beavers out of the mine is probably not a bad idea because it does cause injuries and we are not presently out of metal. Probably not too much harm that can come out of that. So this is done. Now, which one of these was supposed to be supposed to be powered here? Did I make a mistake? Oh, okay. Okay, the one that hasn't been built. There we go. Now they're all powered. Mark Hamilton's making limbs. Going out on a limb to make a limb for us here. Very good. But yes, this is going to immediately and voraciously suck up all of our gears that we have here. So, getting that big old gear storage done is going to be a priority, for sure. In fact, we're making limbs, we're making chassis, we're not making heads. Ah, I forgot this requires biofuel. So we gotta have biofuel storage here, folks. I completely forgot. Well, I have the gear warehouse set to be right here. So maybe instead of this storage for gears, once this gets placed here, this storage for pine resin I think is still good to put here, but I kind of want to, I kind of want to just have the 3 tanks up here. One for fuel, one for catalyst, and or maybe 2 for fuel and 1 for catalyst, because the fuel is also an ingredient for the bots. Or I could just say, you know what, we're not going to worry about it, and we're just going to put them down here, because we do have the option to do that. This actually would let us do 2 big tanks down here on this side. I don't think that's a bad choice. But these big tanks do also take a lot of resources to build. But, you know, we need to have them up here, so I guess that is fine as well. Of course, there's no power now because these are completely... Okay, well, you know what? We're not cavemen, we have technology. Let's... Oh, are they going to be able to reach... Okay, yeah, they can come pick that up. Let's build this gravity battery here. That will give us a little bit of reserve power. Hopefully we get a little bit of a wind boost here. We can get those windmills turning again. But this gravity battery... Oh no, we'd only have 16 planks. And I need 40. Why am I the way that I am? Why did I do this to myself? Are there any of these planks? No, they're just logs. That's a problem, folks. Now, all I need is planks. I need 28 planks. I don't have any planks and I can't make any more. Did they grab all the... Aha! We have planks on the ground. Come get your planks on the ground, planks on the ground. Come grab them. Well, I guess it's not really that urgent anymore because the drought is just about over and we'll have water flowing through here pretty quick. Wow, we all we needed was the head and we almost had a bot. We almost had a bot. Well, we'll be alright, friends. Just got caught a little bit how we shouldn't have been, but hey, it's fine. Yep, so here it's turning again. Looking good, looking good. Since this is empty, I know I just keep adding problems for myself, but we really do need to have larger storage for planks. I guess... Well, I guess we should wait, because it's more important to make the planks than to have places to store them. And if I try to build another thing that will hold a lot of planks, it also takes a lot of planks. I have to have 80 of them, and I do not currently. So I guess we'll put that off for a little bit. We'll see what happens. But we can start making bots just as soon as we have a head. And the head is being made down here. It takes 18 hours to make one head. And it's not going to be quite finished today, it looks like. But it is pretty close. So that's okay. That's okay. Metal reserves continue to dwindle, but it's not that big of a deal. Our labor supply is equalized quite a bit. It's not perfect yet, but it is getting there. There's still logs on the ground. I guess they don't want to grab those. They got plenty of stuff. I think I just have... yeah, this district only has the 4 builders here and then the 4 builders here. We're certainly getting our money's worth out of those guys. So how are we looking over here? Did we place this? Yes, we did. So that's ready to go, and I have a couple more spaces I can plant pine trees. I do see that they have not actually started planting because this has been paused, but now it is unpaused. I need to make sure these are not marked for cutting. They are not good. That's done. Nice and easy. Plant a couple more of those. So this ended up being an additional 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 pine trees. I don't know that we're going to need all that, but that is definitely a good thing. These maples should help a lot as well. We've used a considerable quantity of maple syrup, and I know they haven't replenished it yet, because it does take 12 days to get 3 drops of maple syrup. And it's been almost 12 days for some of these. Some of them have been tapped recently. So that's looking a lot better. How close are we? 67%. That one's not even running, but 67% of the way to our first bot. I don't think the naming mod that I have allows me to rename the bots. For the longest time they were called Beard Bots, but this one is probably going to be called Timberbot 1, because that is the default for a Folktale bot. I'll have to see if there's another naming mod that is going to allow me to change the name of the bots, or we can just leave it alone. But I have almost 1,000 names to put in the Beard Booster list if we do change bots, so I'd like not to change, because that's a whole lot of work, but ends up being fine. Now, 81%, 84, 85. Okay, they're going to finish that today, because it's only out of 36 hours. Bought parts. We do still have a few limbs, which is good, but over time this will equalize. In terms of available parts per bot, we just have to let the process be what the process is going to be. And there we go. We got our first bot, Timberbot 1. And Timberbot 1 is just kind of chilling, kind of waiting for something to do. And part of the reason why I didn't buy as much stuff with the science is I wanted the bots to be able to, do bot things. 10,000 science to let the bots work in the assemblers, so we're not going to do that. 5,000 in the factory, and what was the mine? Oh, the mine's only 1,000. Okay. Well, this wooden staircase is not built yet. What do you think would be the best to start the bots off with? Would it be... Oh, haulers is only 250. We already knew that was a thing. But if I make one building only for bots, it's only going to be bots that can do it. And I only have the one bot right now, so we probably should start with a building that I can just granularly change over. Or one that's going to be a huge thing we need to take care of. Let's do the mine. Let's do the mine, because that is the most dangerous one. But this staircase does have to be put in place. And then this all has to be blasted out. We do have to have access to a bunch of stuff here. But I think we're going to be okay. I think it's going to be fine. Yeah, I gave them so much stuff to build. There's no way they're going to be able to do it fast enough. Just as a function of how long a lot of this stuff takes. But it's fine, because we have bots now. We have a bot now. If it lets me click on it. Yep, it's in the mine. It's working. It's got a plus 45% bonus to working speed and movement speed. As soon as we have the... wait, why is it... what is it doing going between the district crossing and the mine? So it's carrying nothing. Well, that's weird. Now I'm curious. But we should have, yeah, the scrap metal. That prioritized by haulers. Eventually the bots are going to be haulers too. But it all takes time, folks. All takes time. No shortcuts. Alright, so that's done. This can now be emptied of gears. And then I get to decide if this pine resin storage needs to really be right here or if I can move it somewhere else. So I do have space in front of this. So I really would like to have 3 of these tanks here. I know we have some over here, but that's not really ideal. I guess what I can go ahead and do is I can just change this to be the pine resin. This is empty, so that's fine. I know more planks, more gears. We don't really have a lot of planks, but let me assure you this is vital to what we have going on here. So that is going to be a priority for us here. Yeah, we're gonna need more of these lumber mills. But we'll get those up and running at some point. I know this does not transmit power, but the storage for the gears right here I think was a little bit more important to have. That's fine. We also have the printing press to make the cards for the bots, the punch cards. But that also requires paper, which we're not making because we don't have paper mills. That's another thing we've got to do. But for right now, I believe we are in acceptable shape as far as all this stuff is concerned. We can, if we felt so inclined, have other stuff on this second level up here. Just tied into the bot assemblers. I don't know that we need to do that. I think we're probably okay not doing that. Actually, how close are we to having a second bot? No, not at all, because we're waiting on the heads. Oh, we don't have a beaver to put in here. Okay. Well, that would explain why that's not a thing. Okay. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. We've got how many injured beavers? 2? That's it? But we had another birth-death wave. I wish there was a way to smooth this out a little bit. I don't know. I think you probably could do it by carefully managing construction of houses and the well-being, but that's a little bit more micromanagement than I think I want to be doing, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, the planks have not quite caught up. I was going to try to avoid just having this go completely over the side here, but it might honestly be necessary. I don't know, maybe we don't need to. So I could do planks here and just have this follow this way, and then the stairs can meet up somewhere else. But I've been using the 4x1 overhangs for this entire time, and if I do this, then we're gonna have 6 worth of space, which isn't quite enough to do this. See, if I did this, I'm pretty sure we're gonna end up having to do this anyway, but if I did that, then I would have, oh, no, I would have space, 1 space right here if I wanted to put a printing press. I know we shouldn't make one of those until we have paper, but that would actually fit decently well. We just got a lot of stuff to take care of first before we get too into that. So I'm going to prioritize actually these overhangs and then the lumber mills, because we do need lumber to be a lot quicker of a process. A friend of the mine here is doing mining things. So that's looking good. I know we still have to build the underground pile here, and then a large storage for the gears there, and then different, well, it doesn't necessarily have to go there, but it does have to go somewhere. And then we have to have tanks for, you know what? I know I keep saying, why do we keep blowing stuff up when we don't have to blow stuff up? It doesn't have to be complicated. You know what? I kind of want it to be complicated, just a little bit. Let's just blow this up, and I'll tell you why. Right here is because we're going to put that platform there, and then the large warehouse can actually be 1 level lower. It'll look a little bit nicer, and it can join in. Come on, let me get this. There we go. You can join in right here, and then we can have a staircase down, and then the tanks can be buried. And that'll be a full 2 levels below the mine, so that will actually look pretty good, I think. How are we doing on the rest of this? They built this one. That's good. This one's next. Again, the planks are a big problem, but we're working on fixing it, so that is a-okay. We also probably should build that observatory again, but I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to put it. We do still have to run power out there. So that could become a thing where we just have to stick it somewhere, like maybe... that's not observatory. Like maybe right here-ish, and then just figure out a way to get power up to it where it doesn't look like complete garbage. I don't know, we got some options. We don't need necessarily to have that much more science for the time being, but we are going to want to get that going sooner rather than later, because we still have to unlock the Fountain of Joy and the Earth Recultivator, and that's 32,000 science just for those two things. Plus all this other stuff. Detailer, I know you guys have been waiting for that one. And then, of course, assigning all the bots to different jobs. But as it stands now, we're not really making any bots. We just have the one, because we don't have enough beavers to take care of everything. And I'm pretty sure getting the planks solved is going to help that as well. But we are, yeah, we're 41% of the way, 42% of the way through this guy. So there will be a Timberbot 2 before this episode's done. Nobody working here, of course, because we don't have enough bots to do that. But the bot takeover will happen sooner or later. It's just going to take a while. Just trust the process. That's all you can do. Oh, I did not think this was going to already have some juice to it. So that's cool. Our one bot working 24 hours a day is actually going to be faster in a lot of respects, until he runs out of fuel, that is, than having a couple of beavers working 18 hours or 16-hour days. A lot of you seem to think 16 hours is the preferred work duration. I haven't noticed any problems with exhaustion with the 18 hours, so I honestly don't want to mess with it. But if there is compelling evidence to the contrary, then I guess we could do that. So far, though, I haven't seen it. They did finish this gravity battery, right? Okay, good. Yes, that's looking fine. I haven't even bothered to check. Yeah, we still don't have any, maple syrup. I guess it's just a very, very, very slow process. Or it gets sucked up immediately because we have so many stinking maple pastries. But these are all fully grown. They are in the process of making their own maple syrup, so we should have quite a lot coming online over the next several days. Probably starting within 3. Yeah, well, it would be within 3 because this one's at 75%. And that's the oldest one, and it goes down from there. Yeah, these are a little bit over a third of the way there. So, you know, problem's going to solve itself eventually. Nobody's over here. Blow this up. Staircase goes down. And then I'm going to build the tanks first. But we can just flop those together like that, and I don't even have to have another ugly thing over there. Biofuel and catalyst, and then of course this right here is going to be for the gears. And then we will have to have a storage space for the treated planks as well, but that's going to take a long time because we need a lot of planks to make all of this happen. Which brings us back to here. How's this working? Nobody's working here yet? Alright. I'm going to need to deprioritize some... Okay, they already did deprioritize that. We do have our second bot, though. So I think he's working in the mine. Yep, got to keep that train running. Because the metal block situation is looking slightly dire. Oh, but these guys are working. 58%, 61. Okay. Yeah, we're cooking now, folks. We're getting it done. This is done. This is going to get emptied. What's this? Logs. Okay, I don't care about that. Well, like I promised before, this is going to have tanks as well. Obviously not the biggest priority to get this done, but I did want to make sure we put it in the queue so we don't forget. Yes, I am going to have the large and the medium tanks for the fuel and the catalyst because eventually we are going to need all of it. It's just nice to have a bigger storage nearby. We could set these to be supply if we want to, or we could just leave it alone and let it naturally balance out. I think that'll be just fine. Yep, 3 bots working in here. I probably will go ahead and limit this right now to just 2. And the reason for that is because I think we're really going to need to focus on getting the basic materials up and running. And by prioritizing the planks, they can run 24 hours a day with the next couple of bots that come out, and hopefully that'll help us recover a little bit quicker. We might need to expand our tree farm just a little bit, depending on how much this starts sucking up. There we go. These 2 are now on bots. We've got more bots coming in, so I will get the rest of the planks soon. Then we'll go from there. But we're getting to the end of this one anyway. I want to make sure we left in a decent spot where we weren't going to be, in the middle of too much. But the situation with the planks is going to make it a little bit difficult / impossible to have everything perfectly going and everything super neatly wrapped up in a little bow. So I think we're probably reasonably well served to go ahead and start getting out of here just right from this spot. I mean, it's day 11. We have probably another couple days until the next cycle type is announced. Everything else is looking great. Despite using the potatoes to make the biofuel, we still, well, the biofuel production's been paused for quite some time, but we didn't really have any issues with getting the raw potatoes. Raw spatterdock, though, we do not have quite enough of that. We will be expanding that in the future as well. But that's why we chose the potatoes, to make the biofuel. I know spatterdock is technically a better recipe, but I don't have enough of that right now to justify doing it. At any rate, that's going to be it for this one, folks. I really appreciate the support, all the attention on the videos, all the helpful comments, ideas, and everything. I do want to incorporate everybody's stuff, but the fact of the matter is it is just not always possible to do everything. But I do always read the comments. I always read them, see what you guys have to say, get a general vibe check on the series, as it were. So please do continue leaving those. It gives me, even if I don't use your ideas, it does give me some different perspective to think about things, and I always do appreciate it. Beard Boosters as well, you've seen their names scrolling up the screen for the last who knows how long. Almost 1,000 names on the list. I think it might technically be a little more, because at one point last week we had 926, 927 unique names on the active roster. But some of those gifted memberships have elapsed, so we're back down to only quote-unquote 600 something. But I'm glad to have all of you, no matter if you bought the membership yourself or someone gifted it to you. I consider you a supporter of the channel just the same, and your name will always be on here. Whether or not it's in the scrolling format for too much longer, I don't know, because it does cause my computer to want to blast off into the stratosphere, rendering, 13 or 14,000 characters worth of text on a scrolling thing, Star Wars style. It's not really Star Wars style because it's not a perspective thing, but anyway, I digress. We're gonna be changing that up a little bit, but I do not want to remove anybody's names. We're gonna try and keep those as best we can. So I digress heavily. Let's put a couple more of these bots in here in the lumber mills, and then as dawn rises on day 13 of cycle 28, we will say goodbye here and pick this back up on Friday. Of course, tomorrow we have, oh good, it's a drought approaching. That'll work out nicely for us. Test out our power supply here. But the tomorrow series, of course, with the water beavers, we'll be back for that one, and then, like I said, we'll be back in this one on Friday. I'm taking ideas for the next Timberborn series after this one, because this will be the first one most likely to end before the live stream series, depending on how many of those I can do. We'll see. But I've already gotten a couple of interesting suggestions from you guys, so if you have anything that you'd like to see, please do always let me know, and we'll see what we can do. But that's all the time I got for this one, folks. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.